Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to talk about China and a foreign policy move that they're toying with, that they're pushing out there that is really cool, really smart, very long term thinking. Okay, so what's the plan? What are they suggesting? What are they floating? And they've been doing it since I think the first time I heard about it was February. They're suggesting a treaty among the major nuclear powers that says nobody has a first strike policy. Everybody has a policy that says they will not strike first. You will only use a nuke if you have been or about to be hit by a nuke. That would be the treaty. Now, for most people, you're like, that's kind of everybody's policy already, right? Yeah, because of mutually assured destruction, because of MAD, that's kind of everybody's policy. But they want it in treaty form. Why? First, let's point out that by the time this treaty would be done, it would be you won't use nuclear weapons unless you have been or about to be hit by a nuke or chemicals. Like it would have other big stuff in there, or you face an existential threat. That would be the treaty. And that is everybody's de facto policy. That really is. All of the countries involved, that's their policy. So why make it a treaty? What's the value in it for China? What would happen if the U.S. and Russia both signed on to this? What would you and I start wondering? Why we're paying for all of the nukes that we have. Maybe the U.S. and Russia start reducing the numbers, move to world peace and all of that stuff, right? No, every country would still maintain their deterrent, but they might have less. China's foreign policy isn't like the U.S. foreign policy. Sure, they have a saber that they can rattle. They have muscles to flex, but for the most part, they like soft power. They have that saber, but rather than take it out, they'd rather sell you something, build economic ties. They probably don't want to have to pay to maintain the amount of nuclear weapons that it would take for them to get parity with Russia and the U.S. You remember, it wasn't too long ago, everybody kind of freaked out because China might get up to, I don't remember what it was, 500 nukes or something like that. I was like, that's a fraction of what we have. They don't want to pay for all of this military might that hopefully they never use. So it would make more sense to get the larger countries to reduce their numbers so they don't have to spend more. It's really cool. And it's a good idea. I mean, set aside the cool foreign policy aspect for a second. This is one of those rare moments where foreign policy lines up with morality. A reduction in nuclear weapons is pretty much always a good thing. It's really smart. Now, Russia has kind of indicated that they're open to it. Why would Russia be open to it? And they've indicated they're open to it in the last couple days. My guess is that reporting about the Biden administration being worried that they were going to use a tactical nuke. I can imagine a couple of Russian generals sitting there reading that reporting and being like, man, they thought we were serious. They're nuts. And that might entice them to be like, maybe we should kind of do something with the U.S. because if they thought we were going to do it, maybe they were considering it. Because people in the U.S., and this includes government officials, a lot of times they forget that the opposition nation, they're people too. Russia doesn't want a nuclear war any more than the United States. So I think it's a great move, very smart move by the Chinese, and I feel like it might actually work, like it might be successful. The United States, as far as I know, hasn't indicated how they feel about this yet, but I think I would hope anyway that the U.S. would be open to it. And it's just a move that plays to China's strengths and is good for, I mean, well, literally the entire world. It's a cool move. We don't see that in foreign policy very often. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.